Welcome everyone to the Yoga with Dogs 30-day challenge. My name is Melody, this is Ruby, this is Arlo, and we are doing a 20-minute Vinyasa class today. So we're going to get straight into it. Stand at the top of our mat, really push into our big toes, spread our other toes, palms wide, shoulder blades down the back, close down your eyes and focus on the rise and fall of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, inhale, hands up overhead, fingertips touch. Exhale, back to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When we're ready, find length in the spine, interlace the fingers, turn the palms away, press on out, chin to chest. Inhale, rise on up, and exhale, release. Inhale, find length, turn the palms out, push away on your exhale, really round out the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, rise up, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And release. Clasp your hands at your lower back. Send the knuckles away, squeeze the shoulder blades, breathe here. And we're just going to play here. Rock the weight forward and back in your feet. Rock side to side. Just notice the weight. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, come up onto our tippy toes. Balance here, squeeze the kneecaps. It's all right if we completely fall out of it. It's all a bit of play. And exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come on up onto your tippy toes once more. It's okay if we fall out. And exhale, release. Release the hands. We're going to inhale, come on up. And exhale, fold forward. Relax here, bend the knees as generously as you need. Shake the head yes and no. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on tops of the knees, push away. Navel towards the spine, shoulder blades down the back. And exhale, lower. When we're ready, bend our knees, plant one hand and then the other. Step back into plank or half plank. Come into whatever feels good for you. And lower on down. Untuck the toes, press into the tops of the toes, the hips and the hands just come up, send the shoulder blades down the back. So we're just practicing here. And exhale, we might do our cobra a few more times just to warm up our spine. Inhale, rise on up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, come back into your child's pose. So come up into tabletop position. You might take your knees wide with your big toes together. Send the hips to the heels, the forehead down, whatever feels good for you. Breathing here. And when you're ready, gently make your way up into tabletop position. Walk our knees in towards hip distance if they weren't already. Tuck the toes, press into all 5 fingertips. So really spread our fingertips, grip the mat so we're not dumping all the weight just into our wrists. Push away, hips towards the sky, tailbone towards the sky, and our chest goes towards our thighs. So imagine our ears in line with our biceps and we're squeezing our head with our biceps. Imagine it's a watermelon that we're trying to squeeze. Breathing here, we'll lower one heel and then the other. And when we're ready, gently bend our knees, look towards our hands. Take those little steps, tiny, tiny little steps up towards our hands, coming into our fold forward. Inhale, hands to our shins, bring them up to the tops of our knees, push away, halfway lift. And exhale, lower. When we're ready, bend our knees really generously, navel towards spine, roll on up vertebra by vertebra. Hands wide, up overhead, fingertips touch and back to heart center. Thumb on our sternum, just feel the body. Inhale, hands up overhead, fingertips touch. Exhale, going to fold forward once more. You might straighten the legs a little bit more now. You might be able to relax the shoulders a bit more now. Inhale, hands onto the shins, the tops of the knees, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step one foot back and then the other, coming into plank or half plank, wherever we are, lowering down, chest first and then hips. Untuck the toes, press into our hands, come into our cobra. And exhale, lower. Hips towards heels, forehead towards the earth. Send our shoulder blades always down and away from our ears. Breathing here. And when you're ready, come on up. Walk the knees into hip distance if they are wider than hip distance. Tuck the toes, push into the hands and come up into your downward facing dog. Really energetically push away from the mat so we're not dumping all the weight into our joints. Our muscles are working, protecting us as well. When we're ready, bend our knees, look towards our hands, take those little steps. So you might step up in one motion into our forward fold. Inhale, come up into our halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, roll on up, push into all four corners of the feet, hands wide up overhead. You might squeeze the buttocks here and take a little back bend. Coming up to center and bring our hands back towards our heart. Breathing here. When we're ready, one more. Inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, come up into our halfway lift. Exhale to our fold forward. Bend our knees, step back to our plank or half plank. Lower our knees if you need, always an option. Chest first, coming down, chaturanga, untuck the toes. And then come up into your cobra. Always keep our elbows bent in our cobra pose. Lower down. Send our hips towards our heels. Come into our child's pose. And then come up into our downward facing dog. Now if this third downward facing dog is a bit too active for you, just come into your child's pose and breathe here for 3 breaths. So wherever we are, we're staying here for 3 breaths. Feeling in a nice and deep and released. So we're going to put weight into our left foot if we're in downward facing dog. And if we're in child's pose, just come up into tabletop position. And we're going to put weight into our left knee. And if we're in tabletop, we're going to lift our right knee up. And if we're in downward facing dog, we're just going to lift our left foot up off the ground. Or you can take that heel high. You're just practicing here, squeezing that right glute, getting activity in the body. Keep the hips straight. And when we're ready, we're all going to lower our right foot down again. Just feel the weight distribute evenly in between our hands and feet. When we're ready, weight into our left leg. Keep the weight evenly into our hands and lift our right foot or knee wherever we are again. And it could just be a fraction off the ground. We could just be playing here. Or you could start to send that heel up and away. And exhale, lower. Once more, lift. Just a fraction, can be just a moment. You might send it up, all the way up. Doesn't matter what you're doing, wherever you are is perfect. And wherever we are, we're going to slowly bring our right foot in between our hands. So wriggle on through. It might take us a bit of time to get this foot up in between our hands. And we're going to lower down out on our back knee. So come on down, nice and relaxed. Send our hips down, open up our chest onto our fingertips. Or if you have your Harry Potter books handy like I do, come on up onto one of those to help. When we're ready, we're all going to put our hands on our knee and just guide ourselves up, draw our navel towards our spine. Find length here in our crescent lunge. So you might just stay here. That might be enough for you. You can feel the balance, the glutes working, stabilizing. If you'd like a little bit more, send the hands up overhead and sink a little deeper. Crescent lunge. Beautiful. Always send those shoulder blades away. When we're ready, we're going to find a little bit more length. And exhale, we're going to send our left hand forward and our right hand back, opening up to the side of the room. Inhale. Come up to center, reach for the sky. And exhale, open to the side of the room again. Inhale. And exhale. Come on up. Place the hands down. Wriggle that foot back. And come into your child's pose however you can. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. You might just be laying flat on the mat if you don't like child's pose. Just come into whatever makes you feel good. Breathing and releasing. When we're ready, come up into our tabletop position. You might stay here, or you might tuck the toes, come up into your downward facing dog. You guessed it, we're doing it the same on the other side. So weight into our right foot, activate our kneecap, activate our glutes. We're not just like sticking it out to the side. We're tucking the muscles in, protecting the joints, keeping us aligned. And then we're lifting up that left foot just a bit, or that left knee just a little bit, and lower. You might lift it up a little bit more. Second one, come on up. And lower. Hello, Ruby Roops. We might lift up the third time. Come on up. Might just be a fraction. Hello, puppy girl. Hello. What are you doing? And lower down. Now we're going to gently get this left foot through in between our hands. Come onto that back knee however we can. Low. And sink into our lunge here. So just take your time. Ruby is 9 today. It is her birthday. Woo! Happy birthday, darling. You would never think that you were 9. No. Nope. Kisses. Right, when we're ready, we're going to place our hands on our knee, come up into our lunge. Our hands can be on our knee or onto our hips. We might keep them there. Or you can reach up. I'm just going to keep one hand on Ruby because she seems to be enjoying this pattern. So reach up with both hands. Breathing here. And when we're ready, we're going to send our left hand back, our right hand forward. Open ourselves up to the side of the room. Inhale, come back to center. Fingertips reach towards the sky. And exhale, revolve. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, fingertips arch. Up. Frame them next to our foot. You know what I mean. Lift that back knee up. Bring that front foot to meet the back, lower down onto your knees. And come into a luxurious child's pose. Just breathe it out here. Relax and release. When we're ready, come up into our tabletop position once more. Tuck our toes and our hips up and away. Bend our knees generously. Look towards our hands. And walk on up into our forward fold. Inhale, come up into our halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously. Hello. Hello. Stay here for one more moment while it gets fast. Okay. When we're ready, bend our knees generously. Roll on up, vertebra by vertebra. Hands wide, up overhead. Fingertips touch. And hands back to heart center. When we're ready, we're going to place all weight into our left foot. So just place weight into our left foot. Lift our right knee just off the ground, just a tiny bit. So just come onto our toes, play here. You might be able to lift this knee all the way up. You might just balance here, play. Really push weight into all 4 corners of our left foot. Activate our kneecap, our thigh, find length. And when we're ready, we're going to turn that right knee out. So we can stay here, or we might put our foot on our calf. Or foot on our thigh. So wherever we are, above or below our knee, we're putting our foot on. Balance here in our beautiful tree pose. So ground down through all 4 corners of the feet. Breathing here. And when we're ready, send our arms up overhead. You might sway side to side. And when you're ready, send your hands wide, place them on our hips. We're going to lower it down slowly. We're going to lower this foot down, so we're not just going to plump it down. Turn our knee back to the front, and then kick it out towards the front. So kick the heel out towards the front, still balancing on our left leg, and flex these right toes towards our face. And then lower and release. Give yourself a nice rock. When we're ready, place weight into our right foot. Lift our left toes up. So just play here. Find your balance. You might lift that knee all the way up, or you might just be playing around on your toes. Doesn't matter, you're at home, do whatever you want. And then we're just going to turn this knee out. So we might just stay here, toes on the ground. We might have it on our calf. We might be able to bring our foot up towards our thigh, so above or below our knee. Protect our joints, practice ahimsa. Find length in the spine and ground down through all four corners of your feet. Breathe here, beautiful tree pose. Lift your arms, create branches, sway side to side. When you're ready, send your arms wide, hands on hips, lower this leg down gently with control. Don't put it on the ground yet, or if you have, doesn't matter. I don't see you, so it's fine. Kick your toes out towards the front. Heel towards the earth, toes towards your face. Squeeze our thigh and just balance here, place. See if you can lean back and send that foot further forward. Just experiment. When you're ready, place it down. Give yourself a nice shake. We'll inhale, hands up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale, fold forward all together. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. We're going to step back to lay on the ground. I'm going to lay on the ground in front of Ali because he's still on the yoga mat. Just use your arms as a pillow here and just relax and release. Just chill out here for a moment. And when we're ready, I'm going to do some leg work. So inhale, lift our right leg, squeeze our glutes, push our toes away, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the left glute, squeeze, point the toes away, and lower. Inhale, right, and lower. Inhale, left, and lower. Inhale, right, and lower. Inhale, left, and lower. When you're ready, we're going to either keep on doing that, or if you want to come on for a little bit more, squeeze the glutes, both legs at once, rise and lower. Once more, squeeze the glutes to protect the lower back, feel them activate, and lower and release. Let's relax into the mat, relax into the earth. Good work, guys. Really good work today. And when we're ready, nothing fancy. We're just going to roll over onto our backs. Make ourselves nice and comfy. Lay on out. And just focus on the rise and fall of your breath. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the connection of your heels, your calves, your thighs, your hips against the earth. And on your next exhale, just soften into those areas. Soften any last tension through those points into the earth below. Feel your hips again, your shoulder blades, the back of the head, your shoulders connecting to the earth. Your arms, the backs of your hands. Inhale. And exhale, melt any tension away. Just be here with the breath. Be here with the body. Enjoy the sensations. Feel the joy of the energy that's run through your body, the heat, to help bring creativity, passion, laughter. When you're ready, gently send your arms up overhead, stretch on out. Wriggle the fingers and toes, roll the ankles and wrists. Roll on over onto a side that suits you, using your arm as a pillow. And come on up in your own time to seated. We're just going to stay in Savasana. You're going to inhale, arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale all together. Bring our palms back to heart center. Rest our thumbs on our sternum. Check in with our body. Check in with our breath. And thank yourself for stepping onto your mat today. Thank you for practicing with me. Sending you love and gratitude. Namaste.